Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So this one is going to be a bit of, I guess, recapping some of the stuff that we've heard over the last couple of days. But I also want to talk about the new look that we got for Maggie and Daryl. We actually got a new photo that shows Maggie and Daryl in the subway tunnel. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the new key art. And then, yeah, just talk about how the reveals have been so far. Because I know that it's been, anyways, we'll get into that. So before we go any further, obviously, if you are new here, make sure to be a subscriber if you want more Walking Dead content like this, especially because Comic-Con is in 8 days. It's not tomorrow, or tomorrow's Saturday, it's the following Saturday. And I really am super excited for this Comic-Con. I think that there's going to be a lot of information to come out. They have to reveal the trailer. I think we're going to get trailers for all 3 shows because they've been filming Fear Season 7 for quite a while. World Beyond Season 2 has finished, wrapped up entirely. They're not filming that anymore. They completed the show in terms of filming. Now they just got to edit it and all that and then release it, right? So they're in post-production on that show, and that show's done, finished. And it'll be finished this year too. At the end of November, early December, World Beyond will be done and we can close the book on that show. But I expect to get trailers for both of those shows, as well as obviously the final season, because Angela Kang did confirm that for the final season. We will be getting the trailer at Comic-Con. And also, we should be getting a Rick Grimes movie update. We have to get a Rick Grimes movie update. I think people at this point are getting really, really upset. And it's crazy. People seem to be getting more and more upset right now because it's been so long. And I do think it's just going to get worse and worse if there's no update. There has to be some type of update. And I think what it is, I think where people will be happy is if they see Andrew Lincoln filming. I don't expect there to be a teaser because they've been filming for the last couple of days. That's kind of what all I expect, right? They're not going to be showing off any kind of footage or anything like that. But what I can expect is maybe an on-set interview kind of thing. Maybe it's a few minutes of Andrew Lincoln just saying, "Oh, hey, yeah, I'm doing this or whatever." Maybe you see him in costume. Maybe you don't. That's totally fine. And then you just see him there. He's like, "Yeah, we're filming right now. We started about 2 weeks ago. It's been a lot of fun to And he kind of describes what it's like being back as Rick Grimes and stuff. And I think just that alone, combined with maybe a possible release date or a release time window. The release date, maybe that's still up for debate because things could change and they don't want to give a date out there where things with, the pandemic and stuff might mess that up, even though it seems to be practically over now. Things could still mess that up. You never know. And so maybe that's what they're waiting for, right? Maybe that's why they're, in terms of a release date, they don't really know entirely. But, announcing that it's coming out late 2022, I think that would make a big deal for a lot of us. And honestly, just hearing those 2 things to know, okay, it's coming out next year. And so when are we going to get that trailer? And then just kind of timing it after that. And then everyone, I think for the most part, will be happy. You're not going to have a lot of people really upset about it because people are just waiting. And there's still people saying that the movies aren't happening. And I just think you're insane. The movies are obviously happening. But I do understand that if you don't see that confirmation, then how would you know? Because no one is saying anything. The last update we got is that, oh yeah, they kind of wanted to film. We're supposed to film here, but then the pandemic happened, and that's basically the update we have. We got the update that the script was finished, but besides that was it. So you can't blame people for really thinking that, but obviously it is happening. So yeah, if you aren't subscribed yet, I'd recommend doing so because there's going to be a lot to break down over the next 2 weeks for sure. Comic-Con is next weekend. There's going to be some stuff coming out over the next week as well, building up to that. And then afterwards, there's going to be a lot. And then, basically right after Comic-Con, we're within 3 weeks or so until the final season premiere. And that's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be able to watch it a week early as well. Maybe earlier, hopefully, and that'd be really awesome. So yeah, anyways, I also should point out, because I never say it, but I do have a Twitter. It's just at Ontario Street. I do recommend following me just because if you want more of my immediate reaction to things, I do tweet on there quite a bit. I actually use it a lot more now than I thought I was going to use. And the reason why I got rid of it before was because I was just so sick and tired of just seeing all of the garbage on Twitter. But the thing is, I think being on it now, Twitter kind of works more I guess all websites work work with an algorithm. And so if you're looking up that kind of stuff, or not looking up, but if you're seeing that, you're clicking on it, you're going to see more of that stuff. but I don't see any of that. Literally, all I ever see is sports stuff. So that's awesome. And I see it right here, A Quiet Place too. So that's all I ever see, and that's just amazing. I don't have to see all that garbage, all that political garbage that I just like. That's what turned me away from YouTube, from Twitter. So yeah, if you're interested, anyways, definitely go follow me there. But this is our new photo that we got of Daryl and Maggie. We actually got this yesterday, but I didn't have time to talk about it because there was just so much shit that came out yesterday. And this is them in the subway tunnels. I think they're looking at Negan. I could be wrong, but I believe they are, just because you can, like, Negan is wearing a jacket like this. If you can actually kind of see his beard a little bit way on top here, and it looks a little gray. So I believe this is Negan, because Negan is also a little taller than both of them, right? So I think that it makes sense. He's standing here. Maggie just doesn't even want to hear anything he has to say. But that's the thing, too, is I do wonder how this relationship is going to work in the premiere, because Negan's with them, obviously, to help them out. Maggie's probably going to have an issue with it. But then again, I'm sure she would like him to be with her, right? Because like she doesn't have Herschel or Judith with them. So maybe she's the one who actually suggested, no, he's coming with us because I'm keeping an eye on him. So it's possible that's what's going on. I do actually wonder how Maggie's story is going to end, or I guess how this Negan story is going to end, because I've been seeing some, like, it's a little cryptic, but I actually think they're hinting at the right thing here, which is Maggie's future going to be consumed by her past? And so I actually think that's one thing that she's going to let go of. I think I think that's a hint right there, that she may let go of the whole Negan drama, and then just, live for the future, live in the present and the future, forget the past. And so I think that's one thing she could do here. I actually wonder if all that stuff with her and Eldon could happen too, because Eldon is not with Enid anymore. Enid's dead, right? So I don't know why I'm laughing at that, but Maggie and Eldon could actually happen. Dante was a piece of shit on the show. In the comic, obviously, that was her next love interest after Glenn. They could give it to Eldon. What actually happens with Dante is, it's not necessarily a romance. It kind of is, but it's more of a fling. I believe when they cut forward 20 years, she's not with him anymore. I don't even know if she's with anyone. You just see her by herself, so it's possible she's single. I have no idea. But definitely the next love interest is kind of more of a fling, and I could see Eldon being that, because Eldon's been there for her since the beginning. Or not since the beginning, but since the Savior arc, right? He's been there the entire time. He's been at the hilltop a lot, helping out. And, after Maggie left, he really helped out a lot there. And so I think that once those two reunite, there might be something there. When we watch the episode, we might be able to pick up on a few clues. So I'm definitely going to be looking forward to that, or looking out for that. And I also talked about the key art a little bit yesterday. And I mean, yeah, it just looks really, really cool. Obviously, I think that, I would like it with the font off. I think it would be really cool to actually see what it looks like with the font off, just because I could use it in thumbnails after. Then it would be actually really easy to use in thumbnails. Otherwise, it's so hard because I have all this font and it just doesn't look as great. But I love this key art, and I imagine they'll probably change it throughout all parts, but this will be the key art for the first part. And so this is stuff that they're going to have. They're going to be promoting it everywhere, right? So yeah, this is really, really cool. The one other thing I wanted to talk about was the reveals. And I wanted to talk about some stuff that, just because on Twitter yesterday, some people were getting like upset and like mad about the fact that, the reveals haven't been that great. The main reason for that is because the reveals are leaking online beforehand. I don't know how some of these reveals are leaking online. I know some of them are just off of AMC Plus, but somehow people are getting them. And I think that's kind of the issue with that. Like yesterday's reveal, I really liked. I did see it earlier. I was hoping for something else. I was a little disappointed, but I liked that reveal. And if you just ignore the fact that video got leaked early on in the day, then I think people actually would have been really excited about that. If that was the first thing you saw, that would have been amazing, because it really did. It went through the story of The Walking Dead. It had all of the footage throughout the entire series just scrambled together. And then at the end, you get some new footage. They confirm the Yumiko Wall, the Lost storyline, and you see Negan. You see different looks at the final season, and it looks great. It actually looks really good. And I think that if it never leaked, I think that would have been insane. And I think some of these reveals are definitely going to be hit and miss depending on what you know and depending on when you find out things. Because I see a lot of people freaking out about it who never saw it before, but the people who already saw it, once they saw that that was going to be the reveal, they were all like upset and pissed off, which is like, I mean, you can't really blame them for that. Obviously, that it just leaked before and you saw it. So maybe don't go look that up, right? I don't know. The way I view it is the reveals are definitely going to be smaller than you're thinking, but around certain time frames, they're going to get bigger because they've always kind of been like that. Like last year's reveal anyways, like all 10 reveals weren't really anything. And I remember by the end, I don't think I really covered it too much because it was just kind of like, I didn't really care. I know that at a certain point, the reveal isn't really much. Like it honestly isn't really much. It's just like this character is going to be here, or there's this new still photo, but we've already seen like scenes very similar to that. So like eventually it's going to be like that. But like you got to remember too, the final season's almost here. These reveals are going to be done very soon. Like the final season is actually almost here already. Next week, we're going to get one more reveal before the trailer. We're also going to get some new footage on that day. After the Walking Dead Origins episode, and I believe that's going to focus on Maggie, so it's likely going to be Maggie related footage. And then after that, the following week after, I think is like maybe beginning of August. Hold on, I'm going to check my calendar here because I'm not entirely sure. This Thursday, I guess it's the 29th. So next Thursday is the 22nd. So the following Thursday is the 29th. We're going to be getting some new footage after. I think it's the Negan episode or Carol episode. So we'll get a scene with Carol in the final season. August 5th, we'll get another scene. And again, there might be some other stuff coming out at the same time. And I mean, that's August 5th. The episode's coming out August 15th. Like, it's basically there. We're practically there. Like, the final season's almost here. I mean, I know the reveals haven't been that fun, but I honestly, I still think that there have been some that's been amazing. I just think that it sucks when things get leaked online, you see it. It kind of ruins moments like that, right? Like, honestly, that's my experience with spoilers. When I used to look at spoilers for The Walking Dead like years and years ago, it ruined the show for me so much because I knew what was going to happen, and then I'd watch the show, and then it was just like, lately anyways, at least the last 2 years, I haven't really been spoiled of anything too much. Like being a YouTuber that covers The Walking Dead, it's obviously people find things out, people are going to message you. People want to hear your opinions on it, want you to cover it. But I don't cover spoilers like that, right? And so I get a lot of that, and people, I mean, it's just part of the gig, right? It's whatever. But for the most part, remaining spoiler free, I have enjoyed the show so much more. And I would say with The Walking Dead, I usually find out like one thing per episode. Sometimes not though. Fear the Walking Dead, I actually didn't know anything, and maybe that's why I enjoyed it more. So anyways, yeah, I'll leave it here. I just wanted to do a video kind of talking about the reveals and then the thing that we got yesterday and stuff. But make sure to be a subscriber if you do want more Walking Dead content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.